Hello, Zack here with Casual Convo with Zack Scicluna. I wanted to wish you a good day and bring you some more information here. So we're looking at the concept of investing in real estate. What can you do? What are your options? How you should go about it. Not everybody's done this a bazillion times. Not everybody's on any given TV channel doing flips in one weekend, things like that. So what I'll say is, looking at investing in real estate, you should kind of come at it a couple different angles. Like previously mentioned, with buying and selling of real estate, with investing, it's the same boat. You should really look at what your goals are. Not just tomorrow, not the next week, not the month. Even the year is still too short term sometimes. You should really be looking at multiple years. If things go sideways, I need A, B, C, D, and E, F, G. Almost forgot how to do my alphabet, but hey, when you're in the moment, when you get excited about an idea, that happens. So when you're investing in real estate, sometimes you get excited and you can have an overstepped idea. And again, sometimes writing it out, putting in an Excel sheet, something, that'll help you make sure you have that plan all together. And that's where I am able to help you with that as well. But again, the focus here with Casual Convo is giving you some ideas and some thought process on what to, again, reassure you that you are either doing something right, or maybe you could think about something else in another light. If you've got your own path going, I love it. That's great. I'd be honored to serve you on the path you have going and maybe share some insight on some other dynamics. But otherwise, if you've got wheels going, no squeaky wheels, no complaints, I'm honored just to help you and help you keep your goals going. But if you're starting out into this, some components to think about is, how are you going to finance it? What are you going to do with the property? How long is it realistically going to take to do everything? And again, how are you going to analyze this stuff specifically to either the home value or the rental values or any of those things? So we're going to cover a couple of those components here today, and we'll look at the financing first. Everyone thinks money grows on trees, I guess, sometimes, but it doesn't always. And so in most cases, you will need some kind of loan of some kind, whether it's a private loan from a family member, they're gifting you funds, or you're investing through a family member. Like an angel investor is a term that can sometimes be used. The other component is going to be, are you using hard money? So are you going to, not a loan shark, but are you going to somebody that's giving you kind of steep terms, but there's less questions, less paperwork, and you can just get the deal going? And if that's the case, good, gets the deal done. Just make sure your numbers pencil out. Make sure you have, if something goes long or if you find extra things, make sure there's enough stuff there to make sure it's worth your time. Because again, in life, time is key. Time is everything. Folks tend to trade time for money or something like that when that's not what it should always be about. There should be other components. And so just be careful when you're trading that money, when you're putting this money and time stuff together with hard money loan. Just be careful is what I'll say. And again, I'm here to guide you through the process. I can help provide realistic times to things, approximate numbers. I've got tons of contacts to where I can get you in place with somebody that can give you an exact number for things you're trying to do with a property to make the hard money loan make sense. The other components can be traditional financing. So again, I will focus more on the transactional component of things, but I do have a lot of experience with the loan component of it. By being in the industry, there's only so many steps you can do, and the steps tend to be always the same. Regardless of the lender, regardless of the bank, there's always the same steps. And so in this case, when you're doing a conventional loan, just focus on what the down payment requirements are going to be. What you're going to be doing for qualifying for the loan. Are you going to be renting it? Do you need to have some kind of lease agreement already in place? Is there a tenant in place? You need to get that lease. Do the number, are your numbers going to pencil? And that's where I can really kind of just help you in the foreground of just, hey, what's realistic? And I can get you in contact with great contacts for there as well of can I make this financially happen? Cool thing is, they're letting you, dabble with your investment accounts to be able to use that money. You're able to get gifted funds. You're able to, the sky's the limit. You're able to do a lot of things and get creative. But the biggest component is going to be just make sure you can get the deal financed before you invest all the time and effort into things. Because there's nothing worse. Unfortunately, there's nothing worse than being able to not qualify for a house, but you found the perfect deal and then you don't know how to get that going. Again, if you talk to me, I'm honored to help you figure out, even if you don't have the money, but you find the deal. I'm happy to analyze it with you and happy to maybe make something happen on it. So that way, again, you can reap the benefits of what you found. Because again, if you find a good deal is a good deal. The other component is going to be time. Like we said, are your timelines going to be right for things? Are you focusing on what the market's doing right now, or are you focusing on what it could be doing in 3 to 5 or 10 years? We're kind of at the high of a market, and at this point, it can either keep going up or it can come down. There's no saying at what percentages that it'll go up or what percentages it might go down, but those are things you got to think about. So when you're looking at your strategy, if you're thinking just 12 months, because you're just going to flip it real quick, you got to think about what timing am I going to be selling that house? When Zach's going to be helping me sell the house, what timing am I going to be at? When you're buying it, when are you buying? Are you buying at the peak of the summer and then you're trying to time it out so you can get it renovated over fall and winter and spring, and then go to market right in spring to early summer at the peaks of things? Or are you buying it at a different time to where you can maybe shortcut those things and save yourself some time and mitigate that risk? If you're buying at a high, you could potentially hold it. Could you hold it long enough to the next high? Because if you can hold it that length, then hey, maybe it's not so risky. Which is kind of again, looking at not just the 12-month, but that longer route. And when you look at time, you got to focus back on financing. And again, as in the industry, I can help you, I can consult you, I can put you in contact with people, and it'd be an honor to help you. But I can make sure you're kind of making all your, getting your ducks in a line to make sure every option is covered. Unfortunately, so many folks just get focused in and heimed into buy, and they forget about every other repercussion and they get burned. Here to help. Those will be the biggest things I want to touch on, is just focus on your personal goals. Your situation is unique to you, just as you're as unique to yourself as anyone else next to you. And you should treat everything you're doing in the same way, unique, special, that you should be focusing on what am I trying to achieve in my own life, not focus on anyone else's, but my own life, and how can I, use time and money and investments to help me achieve those goals. And so again, I'd be honored to help you. This will conclude our casual convo with Zack Scicluna, realty component of it. And if you could like or subscribe to this video, it'd be truly appreciated. Share it with a friend. We're going to be having tons, again, informational, entertainment components coming out. We're going to be covering everything from real estate to other industries, and then just some fun life learned experiences in the daily life from my experience of things.